Imagine Elmore without Darwin Watterson. No loyal fishy sidekick, no voice of reason, just Gumball, the impulsive, chaotic Gumball, left to his own devices. The result? A walking disaster with no brakes. Because let's face it, Darwin didn't just walk into Gumball's life, he balanced it. Before Darwin became more than a pet, Gumball was pure unchecked chaos, and not the funny kind. We're talking dangerous, emotionally clueless, borderline sociopathic chaos. The perfect showcase of this is The Origins Part 1 and 2, the episode that literally rewinds to the moment Darwin grew legs and became family. At first, Gumball doesn't see Darwin as a brother. He sees a fish, a disposable pet. He uses Darwin to test his wacky inventions, ignoring his well-being completely. Gumball straps fireworks to him, blasts him out of cannons, and even sends him flying across the backyard like he's in a cartoon physics simulator. For Gumball, it's all fun and games, until Darwin disappears, and that's when it hits. Gumball's world falls apart, not because he misses his pet, but because something changes inside him. That moment of regret, that panic. It's Gumball's first step toward empathy. He searches frantically, retraces his steps, and we see fear. Genuine fear in his eyes. It's one of the few moments early on where Gumball realizes his actions have consequences. But let's be real, if Darwin hadn't come back, Gumball might have never learned. Darwin returns, evolved and adorable, walking on legs and ready to talk. And just like that, the dynamic shifts. Gumball doesn't just get a brother, he gets a conscience, a best friend, a mirror reflecting all the things he needs to work on. Without Darwin, there's no one to hold up that mirror. And Gumball, he'd keep spiraling. He'd still be that kid who never thinks before leaping, who uses people as props, who lashes out and laughs it off. Think about the DVD, where Gumball tries every excuse in the book to avoid returning a rented disc. It takes Nicole punching a hole through the wall to scare him into action. Without Darwin, that DVD never gets returned, that fine never gets paid. Gumball might have ended up building a pyramid scheme out of late fees. In a Darwin-less timeline, Gumball becomes a mess of ego and insecurity. No emotional GPS, just an endless loop of dumb decisions with no one to say, hey man, maybe don't light the microwave on fire again. So before we dive deeper into how Darwin shapes him, let's just appreciate this. Without Darwin, Gumball doesn't grow. He doesn't pause. He doesn't learn to care. He just runs, crashes, and repeats. But then Darwin did come back. And in next part, we'll see how that changed everything, starting with the moment Darwin officially became more than a pet. He became Gumball's emotional lifeline. Darwin wasn't always the articulate, lovable brother we know today. In fact, before his miraculous evolution, he was just a silent pet goldfish swimming in a bowl, blinking his big round eyes and blowing bubbles. No jokes, no high fives, just blub blub. So how did this little fish become the emotional backbone of the show? Well, it all starts with one unforgettable transformation. In the two-part special, The Origins, Season 4, Episodes 20 and 21, we finally learn how Darwin became part of the Watterson family. Originally bought as a pet for Gumball, Darwin was just meant to float around and maybe learn a trick or two. But one day, he just grows legs. Out of nowhere. No explanation. No warning. Just legs. And suddenly, this quiet goldfish is walking, talking, and dropping punchlines like a pro. But the real magic isn't just the mutation. It's what Darwin does with his newfound identity. Unlike Gumball, who is loud, impulsive, and constantly flying off the rails, Darwin is thoughtful, kind. He starts asking questions, feeling things, and instead of using his new legs to run wild, he uses them to follow Gumball and help him be better. Even when things go sideways, and let's face it, they usually do in Elmore, Darwin is the first one to help pick up the pieces. He's not just Gumball's sidekick, he's his conscience, his anchor. He steps in when Gumball goes too far. He comforts him when things fall apart. And he does it all with that wide-eyed optimism that somehow never fades. Imagine Gumball without that. No one to reel him in. No one to remind him that feelings matter, that words hurt, that actions have consequences. Without Darwin, Gumball would be a loud, chaotic mess with zero emotional breaks. Darwin doesn't just support the chaos. He humanizes it. He grounds it. And that's why their bond is so powerful. So when you ask what Darwin really brings to the table, the answer is simple: balance. He's not just the brother Gumball never asked for, he's the one he didn't know he needed. And in the next segment, we'll explore just how far Gumball spirals without Darwin by his side, and what it says about their connection. The Lesson, Season 2, Episode 28. Chaos is Gumball's love language. But even the Chaos King sometimes needs a moral compass. And in this one, Darwin becomes that guide with unexpected clarity. The story starts with the duo cramming for a math test. Instead of studying, they chew on books, roleplay bomb threats, and ultimately cheat, writing formulas all over Darwin's body in a desperate bid to pass. Big mistake. Principal Brown catches them and sentences them to a harsh detention prison over spring break. Gumball flails in comedic panic while Darwin stays focused, analyzing the mess they're in. Inside, they join Julius and draw fake facial hair with markers to blend in. They follow escape plans, grab spoons, rope, and rakes. But when Julius's bomb-esque fuse ignites, it blows the roof vent and blows off their route. Darwin then uses the Pythagorean theorem, ironically the concept they cheated on, to calculate rope length for a rooftop escape. They jump, beat Principal Brown to the exit, only to learn they must return the next day. Brutal. This isn't just a detention episode, it crystallizes their bond. Gumball may spark the trouble, but Darwin grounds it. Without him, Gumball cheats, panics, and stays in the break room forever. With Darwin, he actually learns. The episode reinforces that Darwin isn't just backup, he's Gumball's anchor. Without Darwin, Gumball doesn't learn, he just stumbles from one disaster to the next, crashing into people and walking away like nothing ever happened. And then there's the storm. Remember that one? Masami goes through a breakup and it starts literally raining on Elmore. The whole town is flooding with her emotions. Gumball, of course, thinks this is just another weird school problem to fix with zero tact. Darwin is the one who helps him listen, to actually hear Masami out and understand what she's feeling. Without Darwin, Gumball probably mocks Masami or tries to fix things by juggling a bunch of dumb plans. He misses the emotional point completely, and instead of helping someone, he becomes another problem. That's the real danger of a Gumball without Darwin. It's not just that the jokes hit different, it's that the heart of the show disappears. The balance breaks. Darwin doesn't just offer good advice, he softens Gumball. He makes sure there's still kindness behind the chaos. When Gumball messes up, Darwin's the one who makes him realize it. Without that voice, Gumball leans harder into his flaws. He doesn't pause to reflect. He doesn't learn, even the small stuff, like the apology, and where Gumball struggles to say sorry to Mr. Robinson becomes different. That episode works because Darwin pushes him, challenges him, stays with him even when it gets hard. Take that away. Gumball just gives up. He never apologizes. He doesn't grow. And that's what makes this alternate timeline so unsettling. A Gumball with no Darwin is still loud, still funny, still full of energy, but it's all noise. No emotional center, no growth. Just a kid spiraling harder every season. Up next, let's look at what Gumball's relationships would become without Darwin. Spoiler, not great. Even love gets messy when your moral compass is missing.